hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me you guys in today's video. So if you're new in this channel guys, my name is Barbara Philile Thabora. Thank you so much for considering to click into my channel. I really hope you will subscribe before leaving my video so as to help me grow. As you can see, I'm a new content creator, so thank you guys for coming and let us communicate. You guys, as you know guys, I do entertainment, but as I promised you, I said that since I am beginning guys, I'm very new, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be throwing some videos about myself and then about the experience guys in life per se and everything else, whatever I experience, and then I want to share it with you guys. I'm going to share it in this channel. I also do and then I'm a reality show reviews guys, where we go watch these shows, these reality shows, and then we come here and then we talk about what happened, the drama that is happening in those shows and everything else. But guys, as I'm new, like I said, I'm going to be throwing some videos about me so that you can get used to me, you know who I am, who you are dealing with, who are you subscribing to, and everything else. So guys, today in this video I just want us to talk about especially the public transport users. You guys, as you know, I am a public transport user, and there are certain things that we go through, especially in the taxi and everything else, in my basini, whatever you guys, especially in the taxis, because I use taxis a lot. So I just want to communicate guys, please, every time when I'm recording my videos, can you see these things? I don't know what you call it in your language. I call it amafusi in my language, and these things I always try to hide them with some concealer, but they always just show up. So there's nothing I can do. I don't be saying maybe state or something in amafusi lawa guys. If you're Umzulu or Umdebele or I don't know or guys, are these things. I grew up like this. Sometimes you can't even see them, they go away, sometimes they come back. So I don't know what causes that. So don't be surprised if every time you see my videos and then you see this. It's always there. I always try by all means, but just ignore it. Let's talk about these things that we experience in my taxi guys. Like I said, as a public transport user, we go through so much, hey? We go through so much, you guys. So sometimes I honestly see things, experience things as I travel to work up and down, and then I just want to share, I just want to talk about it. Let us just talk about this thing of you sitting next to the driver, having to count the money for the driver, and then you go into so much problems, into so much trouble. Sometimes the money, it does not, you know, like when you didn't do maths. Just like me, I wasn't really good in maths at school. So guys, let's say every time when I have to sit next to the driver and then I'm the one who's supposed to be counting his money, some mistakes happens, the money is short, and then the driver expects, let's say maybe the driver is expecting 250. He knows all in all, if everyone else have paid, the money is 250, and then when you count the money, it happens to be short, and then it becomes your problem. Why is it every time if the money is short must become my problem? Because I tried, I change people, I give people their change. So if I happen to make a mistake and give someone more money, I'm expecting that person to say, oh sis, you gave me more change, let me just give you back, so that they know if they keep that change, they know I mistakenly gave them more. The driver is going to be expecting it from me and not from them. So there are those drivers who are like that. They are going to make it your problem. Short. And some of us, we didn't do maths properly. We didn't even like maths, you know. So if I change people some money and then I happen to mistakenly give extra to the people at the back, they're supposed to bring that change back so that I don't get into trouble, not driver. Because driver, you know, like some drivers are just like that, you guys. Yeah, sure, the email, he's expecting you to make a plan because you are the one who is changing people. So sometimes you get into those kinds of problems, and then you find yourself having to take your extra money to give the driver the full amount that he's expecting. You know, something like that is really annoying me as a scene. I mean, if someone is sitting next to the driver, they happen to give me more money, let's say maybe they change among 5 rand or 6 rand, what I have to do, I just have to be kind enough to take that money and give to the person sitting, because I know the person is the one who's going to get into trouble. So what I have to do is to just give the person that extra money so that they don't get into trouble. Yo, guys, they put you into so much problem. It's like when I'm sitting here, it has to be my responsibility to count the money. You know, there are some people I've seen here in the taxis Also, it's a good driver. You know what? This is not my responsibility. I'm not here to count the money. I'm sitting here just as a passenger. Driver, please count your money. And then there's this thing, guys, if we let the drivers count the money, that person, number one, he's driving. Number two, if he has to be driving and counting the money, it's a risky because we might just have an accident or something. He's driving, he's counting the money. We know it's not this person's responsibility to count the money. That person is just a passenger. But most drivers just make it your responsibility. If you do more, and then some people happen to say, not, I don't care, I've paid you my money, so I'm not counting the money that is coming at the back. And then you find out in the taxi there's so much drama because the person who's sitting in front does not want to count the money. The driver sometimes must count the money, or the people in the next first seat by the door must do the counting of the money because why do people refuse to count the money? It's simply because once a mistake happens, the driver is making that person's problem, and it's gonna want the money from you, which you're the one who's counting the money, so my money is short and I want it from you. So that thing, guys, it always annoys me at taxi, guys. That's problem number one for me every time when I go to the taxi. Why is it supposed to be my problem when I'm sitting here? People at the back must just bring the money if it happens to be extra, because guys, so sometimes you can happen to say, okay, I counted properly, maybe you did a mistake, you give more change, and people just keep the change. They don't want to give you back the change so that you don't get into the fight with the driver. So that is annoying problem number one. That's why most people, every time when they find with the taxi is full, they refuse to get in the front seat. I've seen a lot of people refusing to sit in this front seat next to the driver because they know so if the money is short here, I'm going to be in the problem. They just prefer to use the next taxi and leave this one to just no one wants to sit here in front seat. Who's going to sit here and get into trouble? No one wants to sit here, and then we have a problem, we're stuck, we can't go. And then we just, you know what, let me just sit there, guys, so that we can go. And then now you're counting the money, and then there's change problems. Guys, that thing annoys me. Like, that's the first thing that annoys me about using a public transport. It's better in the buses because I guess that is the driver's problem. Like in the taxis, it's really annoying, you guys. It's really annoying. Guys, let's just move on to problem number 2 in the public transport as we travel up and down. Have you ever sat next to someone who chews the gum? Like these ladies who like chewing the gum and they just chewing it like guys, it's not funny. I don't get me wrong, I love gum. Me, I'm a gum person. I love chewing the gum. But there's this thing which is sometimes if you are alone, you just chew it. However, but then if you are in the public, I've met people, guys. How can you be chewing a gum like that in front of everyone? Let's say just in the taxi, we are sitting here, and then it's like this person thinks I'm alone. They don't care who's sitting here or who's sitting here. Have you ever heard the sound of the gum? That sound that is very annoying. Like annoying, really. When I mean annoying, I mean like really annoying. When someone is chewing a gum, like. Have you ever heard that? Guys, I'm not trying to be funny. I love chewing gum. Like sometimes when you're chewing gum, it keeps you, I think people say it keeps your mind busy or whatever, you guys. You just chew the gum. Yeah, I understand. But this, and that person does not rest. You see me, I did it 4 or 5 times, but I just got, So can you imagine that? From Joburg to Randfontein, the chappies, Guys, that thing really annoys me. I've sat next to the people who love to chew the gum. That sound really. Honestly, can you just respect others? A taxi, how can you be chewing a gum like that? From Joburg to Randfontein, seriously speaking, guys, just chewing like nobody else's business, like chewing it, like really chewing it with that sound that will annoy you. As I would tell you that like, wow. Hey guys, I've met people, I don't know guys, we all chew gums, don't get me wrong, we all chew gums. And then when you happen to be in the taxi in the middle of everyone, and then you just chew it with your mouth closed, you know, like, because you don't want the next person to say, oh, sis, we are rasa, or things like that. You just chew it respectively. And don't open your mouth like that when you're chewing the gum, please guys. And you open your teeth and everything so that we can see even the gum inside your mouth. I mean, honestly, guys, can you just chew it properly? The sound, I don't know how they do that. I don't know how they chew it like that. It makes the very nasty sound that, and I find that person is doing it very fast in a way would, I don't know how they do it. The for me it's just too much, you know. It doesn't have to sound. It doesn't have to be nasty like that. You can chew it properly. Like I say, chew it properly, very, very respectively, because here, you know, you're in the taxi, it's quiet, it takes people happen to be quiet sometimes, and then it's you with the gum. Even someone at the back seat can hear you making that. Also, if you tell, keep it bubble. Come on, guys, man. In the middle of people, you just respect your neighbor. I mean, come on, guys, and just you know, the chappies, guys, it just gets too much sometimes. At least you figure end up my mask here, and then some people even chew it inside the mask. I'm like, wow, that's the gum chewing sometimes just becomes very, very nasty. Okay, let's just move on. People are going to say I'm very mean. I chew the gum, but when I'm alone, I try to chew it, yeah, because I don't chew it very nasty. But especially when I get into the taxi or into the bus, I just try to do it with your mouth closed and, you know, respect others so that there is no sound. Someone does not get annoyed, something like that. Just, you know. Okay, let us move on to the next very annoying thing that happens, especially in the taxis. I talk about in the taxis because I use the taxi too much. So there's this thing, I don't want the aunties to say I'm very disrespectful, or because I will never be disrespectful, because me myself, I've used SNF. I just want to talk about the SNF problem. I've used SNF, especially I'm a headache person. I always have a headache problem. There's times where, like when I go home, especially, you know, like elders in the rural areas, they always say SNF is the healer. SNF is you know, it can help you. So I've done it, long back. Now I no longer SNF. I no longer use SNF. So you know, other people use it every time. It's their life. They always SNF. Wherever they can, whenever it says smoke the sniff, they always put it in their nose, and then, you know, yeah, guys, that's not a problem, but then it becomes a problem if you do that inside the taxi. You know, inside the taxi, I'm sitting here, you are sitting here, let's say this is the 4-seater, this is a 3-seater, whatever, there's always someone next to you. You know what does sniff do? It smells in a way, you have to say after smoking it, right? So the next person, the person who's sitting next to you, once you open that thing, obviously that smell goes to anyone. It will go to the neighbor, and then everyone's like, hey, you know. So can they at least consider not doing it in the taxi, because now we are smoking with everyone else. If you are going to sniff your sniff here, you are no longer doing it alone. Me as your neighbor, it also comes to me, then I'll say, you know, even the next person, oh, there's someone at the back, you know. That's how sniff is. It has got that thing, Veloguti. Once it comes in your nose, look. So now, if you are doing it in the taxi, that means you are smoking with everyone else. And then let us come here, sniff. And then that person will, you know, like those people who take a sniff, they take a lot. They happen to put a lot in one nose, and then they'll be like, take a lot, and then squeeze this one, and then also take a lot. It goes in a lot. I don't know how they do it. I don't know why they take so much. And then they will be snorting, and then when they're snorting, they must just take it out with some tissue. They always have tissue in their handbags, and then they'll be rolling a tissue, and then that's where the problem comes. Seriously speaking, you guys, like a taxi, like, guys, can we just do it before you go in the taxi? Or after you jump off the taxi. Consider, like, people who are sitting next to you, the auntie will be taking the whole tissue and then, like, you know, imagine the snot just here in the taxi. The person next to you and the person is manje susfuthela namafinyela ke manje. It's like they don't mind whenever they smoke. What was that? Hey. Whenever they sniff the sniff, they were taking the whole tissue and like, and then when you are sitting there next to the person who's you know what, guys, we do that. Oh no, there's a fly that's come on, man. You know what, guys, that maybe it's just because I spoke of some snots and then there's a fly coming here to bother my video. You know what, where is it coming from? Let's open the window. So all those snots, just, you know, like when the taxi is quiet and then someone just takes the snot out just like that, it's really annoying, guys. It's very nasty. We are not trying to be disrespectful, but it's very nasty. That's why I'm saying, have you ever seen people who smoke cigarettes? They know they are not allowed to smoke in the taxi, right? So someone will be smoking just before the taxi comes. They will smoke, or even maybe you're behind, and then they stand there, they smoke, they finish smoking, and then they get in the car. Or maybe they smoke after. So what's wrong with the aunties who do sniff? Why can't they do that before they go in the taxi, and then, or do that after? Instead of coming here, they sit down, oh, okay, and then they take the sniff. The first thing, start sniffing. You know, obviously when you're smoking that thing, obviously you're going to snort, and then you're snorting, then you just remove all the snot just during the people, during everyone. That's how, I don't know if that's how English says. That's why I have a problem when it comes to you making me sneeze with your sniff. The moment you open it, I'm like, che, because obviously the ears I came and I'm going to sneeze, and the neighbor is sneezing, and you know, after that you know you're snorting, and then you're taking your tissue, just yo. I'm like, okay, you know, like when someone is doing that and they're sitting next to you, and then you have to look that side because you don't want snots coming to you. I mean, guys, not that you are trying to be funny, but consider, you know. I must not very texting our yenzi, like our yenzi, guys. You snorting on us. This part, this is where I get disgusted most. This part in Jakuti, mangabe semafinyela sawaisa, they're taking the tissue and they're telling it just around us. Can't you see the guys who smoke cigarettes? They smoke before they jump in because they know they can't do that in the taxi. Now you're lento yafana smoke, sniff, you know. That really annoys me most. And then there's this thing of the drivers complaining every time. After they do that, the drivers always find the tissues just on the floor inside the car. How can you be smoking snuff and using it for your snores and everything, then you throw it here inside the car? Can't you hold your thing and then you are going to throw it somewhere else at home? Or when you are walking, you see the dustbin and then you throw your tissue inside the dustbin. Why must you be throwing it? The drivers will always be shouting at us every time, you know, because you did your thing, then you just threw your rubbish in here, inside the car. And then you are making the drivers be angry at everyone because they don't know exactly who is the one who's smoking snuff, who threw the tissue in here. Every time when they see women, because men, they don't really do that, they just smoke cigarettes. It is Vasadi, the aunties and the grannies who always smoke the snuff and then they throw in the... I mean, why are you leaving your tissues here? And why were you even smoking in the taxi? You must just do it before or after you jump off. At least consider people who are around you. Now you are smoking your snuff with us. After that you are snorting in front of us. After that you are removing your snorts and then after that you are throwing your tissue. Ethics scene, I mean, really, come on, guys. And then it's up to the drivers now to clean the tissues with the snuff, and then they'll be complaining. Tomorrow come in the taxi, they're fighting, they say these women and the snuff, these snuff women, they're always messing our cars. You know, I don't blame them there, because you cannot be, even if it's not the tissue with the snot, anything else, you cannot eat in the vehicle and throw anything else just on someone else's car. I mean, guys, I know it is public transport, but it's not for dating. It's just if you happen to have something that is dead, at least keep it in your hand you know you're going to jump off. When you jump off, you're going to see dustbins as you are walking. Then you just throw your rubbish in there instead of just leaving the rubbish everywhere in the car. And then tomorrow you are going to be having problems, Nama driver. I mean, the snuff thing, I understand people smoking snuff because it is very useful. People use it. Can we consider using it before we go in the car, or using it after we jump off? Because now during everyone else, number one is snuff. Like, guys, we. And then comes every time when I'm counting the money, and then that's my problem. I don't really understand it every time. When people, I give you a lot of money and you decide to keep it. You are stealing from the driver and not stealing from me. And then the driver is looking at me because I'm the one who's counting the money. So now I have to use my money and pay more in the taxi. You know all those things, guys, when it comes to public transport. Honestly speaking, they really annoy me in an extent. I don't know, you guys. So yeah, man, guys, and then maskafuna na machapis. I said, lift off from Joburg to Randfontein. The sound is just annoying. You know, like the gum, someone is not going to take it out. They're just going to chew it however they like and whenever. Yo, guys, come on, man. Sometimes as public transport users, guys, we go through a lot. So don't be coming on me for making this video, guys. My experience is this is when around when we travel around, we see things. You know, with some of us we don't have our own vehicles, so it's either go busy Uber or in Kibeli taxi or in Kibeli Pasi or in Kibeli train. You know, something like that. So we always see a different. You know, we always meet at different people doing funny things in the vehicles. What happened to you getting inside the vehicle, sitting down, just sit properly, pay whatever you're supposed to pay, okay? Just be quiet, just be nice until you jump off. And then we'll go to work and just a brief talk. And then if you get in the taxi, can you just try to chew nicely, respectively? You can chew your gum, but respectively so that you don't make noise. You cannot be doing the for more than 30 minutes, if people are in the taxi, you are just chewing like that. I mean, can you just chew it respectively? You know, like these things are very annoying sometimes, guys. But anyways, we are people, we are different. We are not saying, okay, because when they do it, we never say to them, why we're not doing more, or why? They will always tell you, this is the public transport. If you buy your own car, they always tell you that, you know. You know, people always tell you that in the public transport when trying to blame someone for doing something wrong. They will tell you, this is the public transport. If you have a problem, go and buy your own car, and then at least you're going to be free in your own car, knowing exactly what we can't afford our own cars for now. So guys, there's always this thing of people trying to, you know, doing all the nasty things knowing that you can't tell them because they keep public transport. So anyways, guys, what can we do? Those are the things that we see as we travel around. Those are people that we meet. Maybe now when they meet us, they see problems in us, but some of us we just go in and we sit quietly. I mean, anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I just thought I should share, as I said, as a public transport user. I just want to share. We go around, we see things, we want to share, guys. As in my YouTube channel, Pella, we just have to share with friends and our viewers and our subscribers. So now, if you happen to be using public transport just like me, can you please just chew your gum nice? As a brief, can you just sniff your snuff before you before you go in the taxi? Just consider the neighbor that you are going to sit next to. And next time, if I do happen to give you more money, can you please bring back, because you know what, I'm the person who's going to get into trouble, the limo guy, because you know them, hey? You know them, if Cheltaboni are shorter, what happens? So guys, sometimes people go through a lot, public transport. So yeah, that's why we are here sharing, you guys. Those are the experiences, those are the things that we see, those are the things that we go through as we travel to work and from work. Thank you so much for watching. You can also share your story now. What did you see? What did you experience when you were in the taxi or in the bus, wherever it is, you guys? Come at the comment section and let us continue communicating. The conversation must go on. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Don't forget to like my video, share it to your friends and family, let alone the strangers, you guys, and do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Help me grow and reach 500 subs, you guys. Do not forget to follow me again on social media. On Facebook, you can look at me, I'm Barbara Tokolo, and then on Instagram, you can look at me at Barbara_Pilile_Tokolo, and then when it comes to Twitter, guys, and B_Tokolo. Thank you so much for coming. Bye.